602.
558.
607.
558.
626. Mary Lou said she was going to come, she's not here.
She's usually fashionable.
True. She's usually here for this, though. Like on time-ish. No, I saw her.
Oh, yeah.
She's not usually that much.
You would have been here.
Better. You better have this quick meeting. You better be sorry for that.
Oh, okay, I'll take it.
For now.
Oh, is that the new bus?
It's the old best, part of it.
It's going in there tomorrow. I wasn't dragging it out to the garage and bring it back in. Oh, there?
That's good.
All right, let's call the meeting to order. Stand here for the pledge of allegiance. Awesome, you lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any public input? All right, approval of minutes. We have October 14th, winter parking. Public hearing. We have October 21, Board of Selectmen meeting minutes. And we have November 4th, New Hampshire Department of Homeland Security Liaison meeting minutes. I've read through, I didn't have any trouble with any of them. Do you have any comments?
Nope.
Rich?
I'm up.
All right, I'll accept the motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes from the dates you just outlined.
Let's do it in two steps, because Austin wasn't here on the 21st.
Fine. So the 14th,
No, not the 4th either.
I was there.
Okay,
So just the 14th and then batch the 19th or the 21st and the 1st.
okay.
make a motion that we accept the meetings from October 14th.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have the 21st and 4th. We have a motion on that.
I'll make a motion that we accept those meetings, 21st and the 4th.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Mary Lou, I got you down here on public input. Went right by because you weren't here. Do you have
I
something?
know. Sorry I'm late. I've had lots going on. And I asked, Leah had emailed me this week asking about the food pantry. And so I'd just like to take a minute to talk about that. So I am the operations manager at the Wakefield Food Pantry. And with all that's going on these days, last week we saw an increase of about 25% more people than we had in other weeks. Two things to mention. People have been so generous in contacting us and wanting to either donate food or donate money, and I totally appreciate it. So I wrote up a little short thing I'll give to Leah on how people can donate. And just to also mention that we will be doing the Thanksgiving dinner giveaway on Saturday, November 22nd from 10 to 1. We give every family a full Thanksgiving dinner, everything from turkey to stuffing and gravy and cranberry sauce to pies. And this year I'm sure we will have more families than we have in the past. We usually serve about 100 families. And that's actually open to anyone in the community that needs a Thanksgiving meal, not just to people who are recipients of the food pantry. So I also came up with a list for Leah of things that we need. Just think about what you eat. This, peanut butter, mac and cheese, canned tuna, canned chicken, those kinds of items. And then this time of year, before Thanksgiving, think of Thanksgiving dinner. So we supply the turkeys, but we also need the stuffing, the gravy, the cranberry sauce, and stuff like that. So I will keep you posted on how we're doing, but right now it's just a scary situation. I always could think of, and I still have about 4 or 5 families a week that are now homeless. And when I went back through my records, I actually have over 20 people that come every once in a while that are homeless. So that need is increasing, and it's just a sad time in our country. So
If there are residents of town that want to donate to the food pantry, can they
So-
drop off? Where do they drop off?
So they can drop off any dried goods. We have a large donation box in front, so you're always welcome to drop stuff off there.
At the pantry?
At the pantry. We're at 1500 Wakefield Road. We share the driveway with the Wakefield Highway Department. And then you just turn left to get to the pantry. You can always leave food there. When I went this Monday morning, it was so full I could hardly get stuff out, and that's just wonderful. And it's just a matter of if people want to donate or drop off a check either to the pantry or mail it to the P.O. box. We also have an Amazon wish list on the website, so there's all kinds of ways to donate. So
Mary Lou, I was told a few years ago that if an individual was going to go to the store and buy some food,
yep,
it would be better to give you folks the cash because you get a better price.
I do get a better price, and we still get food. Yes, that's very true. And so I had a gentleman call me right as I was getting ready to leave. He wants to donate 10 turkeys.
Right.
Well, it's easier for me to go buy 10 turkeys and kind of deal with the markets and stuff than it is for him. He goes, but I'm older, can I carry 10 turkeys? I said, we'll handle it. You just drop by a check. So money's always appreciated.
That was the point. It goes further if you
It
have the
goes
cash.
further if I handle it. Yep. So,
I'll give this to Leah.
any other questions about the food pantry?
Thank you so much.
I am thinking, I've asked for the same amount of money for the food pantry for many years in next year's budget. I'm going to see how the next few weeks go, but I may think about slightly increasing that a little for next year. But I'll definitely look.
How do you get your message out to the public?
Facebook, the website, that kind of thing. And people just learn about it and come by, like this man that called me today. So, happy to do it.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Ed?
Why can't we have like an account or something like with Hannaford? So if you want to drop off cash there, like in an account that would be just for
For the
Brookfield?
food pantry.
Because I think other towns do that. I know, what's that place called? The Ocean?
Ocean State Job Lot.
Yeah, they do that.
You know what, I'll inquire about it, Ed. I hadn't thought about that. We do get donated, you may have seen the ads for what's called Hannaford's Fresh Rescue, and that's all the things that are going by and that are becoming out of date. So we do get those 2 days a week, but what's happened now is we're getting zero produce from them. So no fruits and fresh vegetables, which to me is just tragic. Where we were getting 50 pounds or so in between the 2 days or more. So
Follow up?
I will follow. Oh, yes, sir.
What about direct donations?
Direct
Is there
donations,
an account or something with the town that people can give the direct donation?
not with the town.
Or the pantry, or whatever?
Yep, there is on the pantry website, you can donate there. And you can also, we have a P.O. Box 426 in Wakefield. You can always send donations there as well.
Okay. And the pantry is over by the ball field still?
It is on the, we share the same driveway as the highway department. It's on the way to the ball fields, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're open every Wednesday from 10 to 1 and from 5 to 7.
Thank you.
But some of us live there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Lou.
Yep.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the ordinance review. I put some time into it this week, but I'm not finished. So I'd like to just move that to the agenda for the next regular meeting, which is the 18th. State land use law. I asked Leah to put this on so that we as a board can sit down and have a discussion about how we feel with respect to all of the land use regulations that the state has mandated across all municipalities in the state. Several of them affect us directly. So my opinion is that it's an overreach by the state government. It takes away local control. And that's what New Hampshire is all about. Has been from day one. Local control. It's our destiny. Local control does not begin in Concord. It begins here in Brookfield. So for them to mandate and dictate what the voters in this community have agreed is the best for the community is an overreach by the state government. And I'd like opinions from you guys, and what you think, how you feel about it. So let's open it up. You want to go first?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what exactly they are putting out there. Like, is it, how are they, I didn't actually get a chance to read into that.
Can I add something? So at the New Hampshire Association of Conservation Commission Conference, which is a tongue twister, on Saturday, there was an Advocacy 101 session that I took. And what I didn't realize, like we had the reps here for the planning board, and they were saying, oh, we don't have much for research staff. So sometimes the laws we create conflict with other laws that are on the books. Okay, fine, that made sense to me. But I learned on Saturday that the state Senate members have an office staff that can do some research and whatnot. It's fairly limited, but it's there. The House members have no one. They completely depend on constituents calling in and saying, this is going to affect me in this way, or I don't like this because of whatever, or whatever the case may be on a given law. So they propose these things having done little to no research whatsoever on their own, and then they're just signed into law. I mean, they do go through the process and whatnot. It's not completely just in the dark and everything becomes law that they propose. I'm not saying that. But it's up to us, all we constituents, to call these people and tell them, this is dumb, why are you doing this? This is how it will affect us. Because otherwise they have no idea.
And the shortfall, this applies across the board. So, well, first of all, I'm not talking about any specific bill. I'm talking in general, the mandate that we don't have a settlement. So I don't care what side of an issue you're on, it becomes an issue of who is the state to control the destiny of the local community, right? And then in light of what you're saying, it makes it even more obvious that they have a process, they have to have public hearings, they go back and forth, a lot of discussion. There isn't anybody I know that drives to Concord when they have these public hearings to give their input, right? It's just, I think, on my part, I can say it's ignorance to a great extent. I don't know that process well, so I'm not sure what it involves. The second thing is people are busy. You know, they do their work during the day when people are working. So how do people get there to provide input to them? So it's kind of a day late and a dollar short, but there's a lot of communities that are struggling with the same thing. And I get this sense that a lot of communities feel the same way I do. It's an overreach, and again, I don't care what the issue is, I don't care what side of the issue you may be on. The issue in my mind is you're dictating and taking away local control. You want to expand that more?
I mean, I guess I'm one-sided about that too. I mean, as you own your land, I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want on it.
Yep, this is our town. Rich?
I think we should talk specifics because of the law that was changed this year. And I think we should give Weston a chance to review those laws and be able to comment on them before we comment. So all three of us are together. They passed 6 specific laws this year that we're aware of. So I think we should give him a shot to read them and take comments next week.
There's more coming down the pike, it looks like, too.
I looked at those and I'm not moved on those. So let's talk about what they did to us. That's my opinion. I mean, we're not gonna give him a shot to look at it. So we're gonna vote on it however we want, and I think we should get his input.
What if,
I agree that the specific issues are on one side or the other. But again, that's not really the issue that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the issue of Concord providing or overruling local control. We have to, based on those laws, and you're right, those 6 of them, some of them, at least one of them doesn't affect us at all. It has to do with large-scale commercial industrial. But several of them do, a couple of them do anyway, and there's another one coming due next July 1st that will require us to change our local ordinances to comply with that law.
The building permits, that's the one you're talking about?
I think so, that's the one that's July 1st.
Hold that one. Table that discussion. You don't, not now.
All right, well, I don't want to talk about any of them specifically.
But I think we should. See, I think it's more powerful when we say, we don't agree with what you've done to us, and be very specific about, maybe even say what the impact is to the town, as a band, we just don't like it. I think one's more powerful than the other.
I'd like to reach out to the people that taught the session to maybe come in and, or at least give us some pointers on what points and how to advocate for
You
ourselves
talking about the commercial, I mean the
at the conservation conference.
conservation
Yes.
people?
The people that put this session specifically on were New Futures. They do state level advocacy for a bunch of different stuff.
There's
But they really
issues.
broke it down, like when in the bill making process you do want to put in your public input and whatnot. You don't necessarily have to go to Concord for the
No, you don't.
hearings. You can submit written,
And you could do Zoom from that office.
right. So there are different ways to do it without having to go to Concord.
How about finding out what's the most effective way to deal with what they did to us?
Okay.
Because we know that there are other people that are upset with some of the Class 6 rule regulations.
Yes.
So what's the most effective way? And what can we do to get that changed? I asked the senator when he was here, how he gets public input. And I really wasn't happy with his answer. So, because that's the point, you gotta give him input, then if he doesn't ask for it, he does what he wants, what he thinks is best. But if he's representing us, he should get some input.
The short answer was just call them. They said maybe don't call during dinner hours because they usually use their own phones, but just call them. But I will get some stronger points and present them to you later.
See, the interesting thing is the municipal association lobbied against this, right? They were fighting against these regs. And the House said, here's what we think is better. And they voted it through.
I mean, there are towns, and we're one of them, where we're going to submit warrant articles to change our local ordinance based on state law. If that state law ever gets repealed or called back or shut down or gutted, shut down, we are at risk for having approved ordinances that we don't necessarily want. I mean, the issue of doing the warrant to change the ordinance is to comply with state law. If state law goes away, what are we left with? We're left with an ordinance that isn't what we really want to have.
What about the state laws they created that conflict with each other? Then which one do we follow?
All right, so what you're suggesting is we take, I believe it was 6, we take the 6, and NHMA has the little summary, the little synopsis, or something like that, or do you want to get into the bug dust details?
I think Lee had a good idea. What do they recommend? I mean, we could do the broad brush, or we could get specific. What do they recommend? We can wait a week to do that. They're not even in session.
Okay.
All right, so let's, can we get that by next Tuesday? We're meeting on Tuesday to talk about the Moose Mountain Bridge, but we can throw this discussion.
Anything you want. We can get input from Austin too. So all three of us can vote on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, do I have permission to speak for a second?
Pardon?
Do I have a little permission to speak about this for a minute?
Yes.
Okay. There were so many things, I hope I can keep the list in my head. There's some clarifications of the information I heard that needs to be done. When you're a state rep and you're a house rep, you do have an office to do all your research. Number 2, the Senate has one also. Number 2, this is a Dillon's rule state. This is not like other states where you have individual towns that can do anything they want.
Wait, what rule?
So, Dillon's rule state.
Okay.
We have prescriptive law. There are certain things, we have the largest legislature in the country, one of the most. So, they make and allow you to do most of everything you need to do under your own control. But there's specific things they do have authority over. It's been written into the Constitution from the beginning. So when the legislature comes up with a law, you have no choice. There is no choice, you have to follow it. And about all those meetings down in Concord, when this all started, was videotaped, and you email the committee, and every committee member hears what you have to say. But there's other forces down in Concord. You have people that are pro-property rights, do what you want, and then you have the other part that's saying, no, we need housing, we need this, we need schools, we need more conservation land, and we need. So that whole thing that goes back and forth wound up with you just having 6 legislative changes. So many people said, let me do what I want. And so many people said, no, you're not gonna. So there's a huge fight down there about this. If you speak to the state reps, what happened on the floor when this stuff was thought about. So it's prescriptive law, and the best example I use is the Second Amendment. It's just like every town has no authority to regulate firearms or the possession of. And that's done so you don't have a patchwork of different type of laws. But when it comes to land use and the specific ones they came up with, they felt, your legislature and the Senate and the governor felt it was important to have those go through. What I wish they would have done is you also have the regional planning commissions, you have organizations like that can help you and should be helping you make sure that everything is done smoothly. And I still think a lot of this was a 28A issue, and that's the constitutional amendment that says that the state legislature cannot force you to do something and then not give you money for it. So in my opinion, if it costs you more money to fix all these ordinances, either go through legal, go through SRPs or whatever, it costs you more time and money, the state should have given you money to do it, which they didn't.
I agree
And
with
now you're
that.
spending it, so that's what I'm saying. I have my own personal opinion on the whole thing, but that's the process. This didn't happen in a vacuum. And you don't have to drive down to Concord now. You literally can email them and watch it on television, and they do it. So a lot of people did weigh in. It just so happened the other side won. That's how this works. So thank you for letting me.
Well, I appreciate what you're saying. I don't know if you can answer this question. So we're going to put a warrant article that says we're going to change our ordinance to comply with state law, and it goes before the town in March for a vote.
Correct.
What happens if the town votes it down?
They can't.
They
That's
can't.
why I said.
They can say nay.
That's why I said during the planning board, the question should be very specific to the word, using the word ratify. That the town is just simply ratifying the change that the legislature has put into force. You're not asking them yes or no, you're just asking them to just ratify it.
My point is that the town can say, no, don't ratify it.
Well, they really can't.
I mean, that's the process. Right?
But even if not enough people ratify it, it doesn't matter. It's more like an information bullet. This is what the legislature says we have to do, because we have prescriptive law, and every town does not have complete autonomy on everything. You still have to follow state law. You talked about land use in conservation, no, state land, right? You talked about state land, about them having land use changes in state land, and didn't you say that? Oh, I heard you say state-owned land. Well, that's what I heard. I guess I'm hearing things now. But even in that case, let's say there was a problem with the state forest or something like that, and you thought, well, it's in Brookfield, we should have control over that. It's written in the RSAs. If you call your state rep and ask them, show me the RSAs, or look them up yourself, it's all in writing. They can't do whatever they want, and you can't do whatever you want, because they got it in the RSAs. Always fall back on them.
My point still exists that the town can vote to not ratify.
You're not asking them yes or no. You're basically giving them an information bullet. If you don't want to use the word ratify, I don't know, whatever other word works. I don't know what, I think that the definition of what a warrant article is and what its purpose is, I don't know why, maybe it shouldn't even be called a warrant article. I don't know, why is it called a warrant article if they're telling you to do it? You're not being asked yes or no. Are there other warrants that are just informational that we know of?
I don't know.
Did the municipal association tell you that it's called a warrant? I wouldn't call it a warrant. It's going to confuse the public. They're
We
going to think
have
you're
to modify an existing ordinance. That requires a warrant at a public town meeting.
Well, then maybe it's called a information warrant, or an informational warrant, or a notification warrant. It's not a warrant where you're asked yes or no, because the public's going to think that. That's why I mentioned that in the planning board. People are going to be confused, like, what am I voting for here? You already said you can do whatever you want, so what are you asking me? That's why it should be specific.
Isn't it to modify the warrant to comply with state law, whether you agree with it or don't agree with it?
That's what it would be. And the
That's what it
town, the town voters have a right to say no.
Yeah, they do say no, though, but I agree that it's confusing to the public. It's like voting yes, but it really means no.
We're gonna have some pamphlets and handouts and whatever to explain that all of these changes are proposed to help us comply with state law.
Yeah, so maybe it's the NHMA that helps guide us, or the town attorney, about what that language looks like, and is it really a warrant article?
SRPC's putting it together right now, and then after the planning board reviews those, it's gonna go to Laura for review too, so.
So that kind of makes your point a little bit moot, because there's no point in even discussing it.
There may not be. There may not be.
individual. There's nothing we can say or do about it.
There may not be, so we'll talk to Laura. Maybe we don't have warrant articles.
Maybe it is just an information warrant or something. Never heard of.
We've never had to deal with this, so
No.
we don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it, so we'll get some advice on Monday.
Like, the warrant is the vehicle to make the change,
Yes.
but in this specific case, because I don't remember it ever happening before, it's just a bullet point, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good word.
You could, throwing this out on the table as a hypothetical, but we could have a warrant that is inconsistent with state law,
Yep, I've done that.
and the state law trumps it.
Yep.
State law rules.
We have done that.
Okay, so what it means is our warrant is not enforceable.
No.
If we try to enforce it,
Just your logic. We do something that's not consistent with the state,
right,
and it's not legal, so you make the change. We've had warrant articles like that.
yeah. Or you just,
We've had petition warrant articles that we have to put on the warrant that are illegal. So if the town voted them, you ignore them. They're illegal, but you have to put them on. It's the same situation. You can put a warrant article on there, which if it doesn't pass, it's illegal. You have to do what the state wants you to do.
Okay, that just means our ordinance is not enforceable.
Not at all.
We don't change it, we're just in non-compliance.
It would have to be challenged.
And that's just a lawsuit waiting to get you.
Right.
That's just
Someone
gonna
can
cost you dollars.
You just don't enforce it. Somebody comes in and wants a building permit, we give them the building permit per state law.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine, that would be
But
fine,
our ordinance doesn't change.
that's fine.
And it's a matter of record that the town of Brookfield does not agree with what the state's mandating.
Yeah, I agree with that. How do you do that? That's the question.
By saying no to the warrant article change.
Maybe there's a better way.
Mr. Chairman, this reminds me of when I went and videotaped a meeting down in Atkinson, New Jersey, which is right on the border of Massachusetts. And I had my firearm on, just like here, and they refused my entrance. And I told them they can't do that. And they said, but we have a sign, and we have a policy. And I said, well, your policy is illegal. I had to sue them for that. Even though they knew the law, they put the sign up just to do it. That also is illegal. So you can't say no and put up a warrant article, say, we say no and we're not going to enforce it. You can't. The state will come after you.
So in this case that you were able to go in with your firearm.
Not originally, not when I was there. I was told.
But you could because they could not enforce their law.
I know, but they did anyway. That was the problem.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But we said when we took the oath of office, we're gonna support the Constitution and the state. They're mandating this.
Yeah.
So either you're gonna support it or you're not, but you gotta support it. You said you would.
Yeah, I said it would.
Okay, good. We're gonna beat this to death.
Well, that's the first time I heard oath actually. That's actually pretty good.
What's next?
Okay. The town will have a say.
That was good. This is going to be good.
You're gonna have to, those warrant articles are planning board warrant articles.
Yes.
You're gonna have to go and argue with them.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda is the private road building waiver.
That you and Austin were supposed to draft before the meeting. How's your draft coming?
You got any input on that? Next meeting.
So you both get an F.
Okay. All right, we'll go to the 18th on that. Okay, we have next, it's not on the agenda, but we do have an accounts payable policy that needs to be signed, and it came about as a result of our new assistant town clerk going through policies and trying to understand what the job requirements are and what she has to do. And we had a policy here that was a little bit off. The current accounts payable policy has a statement that says, all paper checks shall have 2 signatures and the treasurer. All right, that's not what we're doing.
That's what we were doing. That's what we were doing.
That's what we were doing at the time. What we're doing now is that all paper checks shall have 3 signatures. All 3 select board members or 2 select board members and the treasurer. That's the way we're doing it now.
Is that different?
Pardon? Yeah, it said before, it says now, it has 2 signatures and the treasurer. So that means all 3 of us cannot sign checks.
Oh,
Just correcting.
okay. Okay, understand what you're saying.
Right. So this is a correction to that. That's the only change between the 2.
I'd make another change.
What do you want to change?
I don't think it's receivable, I think it's disbursement.
It's payable.
It's payable.
I caught that too.
It was
Yeah, she just.
Oh, I guess I didn't get the latest memo.
It's
Well,
all right.
there's about 6 drafts of that in your file.
It's payable.
All right, so, well, it's a good catch.
If you read the description, it's not coming in, it's going out.
Yeah, I caught that, yeah. All right, so is there any discussion on the policy change for accounts payable? No. I'll make a motion, we accept the revised accounts payable policy.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, any other discussion?
Yeah, we should somehow say we're going to replace the accounts receivable one we have. I think there's one on file, I'll call it account receivable.
Yeah, it is on file.
We're doing away with that, replacing it with a disbursement.
Okay,
So
so.
you just want that in the minutes, or do you?
Yeah,
We
it'll be-
want to- we want it- We're not creating a new one, this replaces that one.
Correct. So it can be addressed through the minutes, but that can be confusing down the road. So I think what we should do is put in a statement that says it's effective as of, adopted by the board on November 4th, right underneath that, as a replacement to the accounts receivable policy, the existing accounts receivable policy.
Was there a date on that?
Pardon?
Was there a date on that?
Yeah. Let's see. It should be.
May not be.
We need a date.
We didn't,
Yeah, June 28th, 2022.
okay, replacing dated June.
Because that's one of the things I ran into when I was going through the ordinances, the timber cutting. Right? Well, until you read them both, you realize one replaced the other. It didn't say that. All right, so the motion's been made we're gonna add a comment that says it replaces the old policy. Motion's been made to approve that. Has it been seconded?
Austin seconded, yes.
Any other discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So when we get that change, let me know, and I'll come down and sign it.
Yeah.
Okay, agricultural committee, we're gonna have to table that till the next meeting. There's no representative here.
Leah, did you get a budget from them at all? Agriculture?
Yeah, I thought I sent it to you. Well, it's not an official budget, because there's not an official committee yet.
Oh, okay.
She said
She
she's gonna vote on
she
it
has
when we
numbers
first
to
meet.
give us, but
Okay, so
until
I
it's a committee, we can't.
It was like $300
Yeah,
or $400. It
Okay.
wasn't, not much.
Okay, proposed warrant articles. Oh. We've got one.
the list that I
That
have.
that one was assigned to me, and it's got to be modified. It's a good skeleton, but the date, it's not right.
Yeah.
So I own that one, and I own the other one on the elderly exemption.
I saw something from Rod, didn't he do something?
That one
That's from
Well,
Rod.
he had two, he did two.
Not that I
One
know
was
of.
for elderly, one was for veterans.
I didn't see an elderly from,
Bring it in,
I'll have to go back and look at it.
but that's close, but not, it's a good skeleton.
Yeah. Okay, I know people are working on them, the planning board's doing a bunch, but that doesn't affect us, they submit their own. And I know that, at the meeting for the trust fund committee last week, we talked about submitting a warrant article to create a new trust fund that would be for private donations to provide private graveyard maintenance. There'll be private donations, they would be the trustees of it, obviously. And it would be for private graveyards that are not under current trust. There's a bunch of them, right? I think there's only about, 70-something graveyards, and only half a dozen of them have trust funds. So this would be to take private donations and cover it. So we'll see what that language looks like when it comes in.
So the warrant articles that you guys have been talking about,
Why do we want to do that?
sorry.
So that those other graveyards can be taken care of as well.
Okay. We got about 60 of them.
Yep.
How much money are we going to take in that we have to put it in a trust fund and not spend to do maintenance? Why don't they just spend the money on maintaining the cemetery, the
That's
burial
what
ground?
they're doing. They're taking private donations and they're gonna take care of the non-trust funded.
Okay, I'm saying it poorly. To make a trust fund work, you need enough money to come in, you're not gonna spend it every year.
Right.
We have 60 that we need maintenance on. We're gonna take enough money in that we're gonna bank it and not spend it. I just don't understand the logic. I mean, if you get $100,000, it makes sense. If you get $5,000, you can spend that in 1 year. I'll talk to them. If that's there, I'll talk to them.
Didn't we have a problem in the past with, not commingling, because we didn't commingle it at the time, but with accepting private donations?
The scholarship, wasn't that the issue?
Yeah.
Scholarship.
There's a state law that says you cannot take, let me get it right. You cannot take public money
Yep.
and give it to, and spend it on a individual expenditure unless it's welfare. In other words, we got trapped with our scholarship fund.
Yeah, we
We were
did.
taking money in
Yes.
and awarding it to an individual. And you can't award it to an individual. So is a cemetery an individual, is your question, right?
Yeah.
You can't take public money and spend it on an individual unless it's general assistance.
That's not, this fund would be private donations only, would not involve public money at all.
Okay? Okay,
Yep.
you're right. Okay?
Okay, any other questions on warrant articles? We'll add it back in again, and hopefully we'll have a better list of what the warrants may be. All right,
Joanne,
I
I have
had
I'm sorry,
some-
Rose?
You guys have been talking about these, this is my list.
okay.
The supervisors of the checklist have to change, want their terms changed.
who's doing that? Who's
I
writing that?
don't know who's doing it.
Supervisor of the checklist.
I
is
printed
doing it.
something out. Did somebody take a piece of paper off the printer that says supervisors of the checklist on the top of it?
Uh-oh.
So anyway, you're gonna take
I
that
I have a proposed warrant article
Perfect.
printed somewhere.
out? All right, so put Rose's name next to it. Rose will do that.
Okay. Elderly exemption.
I got that one.
Rich has got that one. How about close the Parks and Rec trust fund, has about $7,000 in it.
Trustees of the trust fund are doing that.
The bridge, we don't know what we're doing with that yet. Town office renovations,
Don't know what we're doing.
Don't know what we're doing with that yet.
okay, that's what I have.
Okay. And there's a bunch more too. I've got it written down at home, didn't bring it with me.
Well, we're gonna do the road, right? We're gonna put money in the road. Oh,
That's up for debate now.
Well, it's in the budget, somebody put it in the budget, right? You wanted 150 or something in the budget? Is that
no,
it?
I'm talking warrant article.
Oh, yeah, I know, but,
Yeah.
There's two
oh, you're
proposals.
talking about putting it away, aside
We
somewhere.
could decide what we're gonna do there.
Yeah.
And what else do we have to decide on? We're gonna do any renovations to the,
I'm still waiting on the door guy, the garage door
well,
gig.
you were gonna get us a quote, right? And that's,
I'm waiting on him to get me the numbers back for that. He's been gone for a month on vacation.
He'll prod harder and have it by next week, won't you?
As long as he's back and can contact his
what else?
manufacturer, yeah.
Genius.
It's all written down at home. I don't
All
have
right.
it with me.
We'll do it all.
Acoustics, are we planning to address acoustics?
Yeah, that's on the agenda.
Oh, no, I meant from a warrant article perspective. Oh, okay,
It may not need to be a warrant article,
okay,
at least for this part.
absolutely, okay.
Okay, so good segue, thank you. Next item on the, it's not on the agenda, but I got it written down here that we're gonna talk about the townhouse acoustical contracts, all right? What you have in your package is a draft that Jan compiled and did a little summary on. We have a proposal for, let's see, an architectural firm that does work with historical buildings. And they're proposing $4,900. And that will get us a site visit, analysis and reporting on what the acoustical footprint of that building is. And it will include some product selection criteria for fabrics, other types of acoustical, what do you want to call them? Things you hang on the wall there that dampen the reverberation. And they will work with the engineering firm. The engineering part of it is another firm, and their estimate is $3,600. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but between the two of them, by the end of the year, they will give us enough information so that we could go out for bids and collect good, solid financial data that can be rolled into a warrant for discussion in March. Have I kind of grasped that correctly, Jan? You can expound on it?
Yes, so between the acoustical engineering firm and the architect, they come up with with the data and then the recommendations for what we can potentially install in a phased format so that we don't incur all those costs in a year, because we don't know what that is. It might be rolled out into a 3-year plan. And I think the one thing that's missing from the architect's letter of agreement is for each of those, let's say it's a rug and it's window treatments and it's maybe it's some kind of a tech device that helps do sound deadening. I think we want to know how much does that contribute, how much does that absorb the sound, to make sure that when we're investing in it, we're going to get, the solve that we think we need to be effective and hold events and meetings in that room. And I think we need that from them, that guarantee, or, as to the degree that they can.
I believe it would include a phased approach into
The phased
accomplishing that
approach,
as well,
correct.
right?
So, part of that was an estimate that if what we spend this year, and the hope is from the engineering firm, that amount, I think it's $4,900 from the engineering firm.
One is 49, the other one is 36.
Yes, so $4,900. The engineer told me he believes he'll be able to come in under that budget because I sent him the mini assessment on the building that has so much information in it,
Right.
the kind of information that he'd be coming here to gather. So mostly what he has to do is just come in and do the engineering calculations on reverberation. So I told him it obviously can't go over, but we're hoping he comes in under.
Okay.
So
Now,
that would be money, by the way, that would be spent this year, the estimate. So the warrant article I think would be for, okay, we have a plan now, we heard the community, we have a plan. The warrant article would be, let's say it costs whatever X amount of money in 2026, and then 2027, 2028.
Yeah.
But I think you can only take it 1 year at a time.
So my next point, again, thank you for the segue again, is how do we pay for it this year? Okay. There is money in the townhouse trust fund. What I don't know for sure is if it's expendable or if it has to be a warrant article to draw it out of that trust fund. I believe it's expendable.
Yes, and and the reason it's expendable is so we don't need a special town meeting to pull it out.
Correct.
It's for emergencies. So if you have an emergency and you want to pull it out, the selectmen can pull it out. Is this an emergency?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't I think it's two separate things, right? Maybe I'm read it wrong, but as agents to expend, I don't think that the term emergency is included. I think it says if it's a necessity or if it's highly desirable.
That's a change in our policy of that.
No.
If when we take money out of the trust funds, we ask the town to approve it. And the reason we told them we wanted the agents to expend was for the emergency. And if we want to change that policy and tell them we're going to take it out for any purpose associated with that trust fund, so be it, if that's what we want to do.
Well, I don't recall reading that.
No, when we hit the warrant article,
It's in the warrant article?
when we talked to the town, at town meeting, it said we'd like to be agents to expend. The reason being, if we have to take money out without agents to expend, we have to have a special town meeting, which means you have to petition the courts. We don't want to go there. But the words around it was
The policy is a verbal agreement at the town meeting. Okay.
for emergencies.
Right, okay.
Do you have it in operating? Do you have money in operating?
Yeah.
We'll know that in a
We
little
do, we do,
bit. But
we do, we're just cash poor right now.
And that's gonna go away too, because I believe they resolved their issues.
I
Did-
looked
did-
today,
no,
the
Did we get
MS1
a
is,
tax rate?
No.
no,
Rose, do you
No.
know
We
what the tax
she
rate
won't
is?
know.
We
tell
create the tax rate.
Yeah, you give it to me.
We do it, the board of selectmen create the tax rate. We will know when we have a tax rate.
Right, and that's gonna be dependent on what we tell DRA we're gonna,
But it's okay. We'll work it out.
If I could, I don't consider it an emergency either. I think it's important, but is it not a maintenance-related issue? I mean, we're responsible, or the select board is responsible for the maintenance of the building? Can it not be a piece of the maintenance?
That's what I said, operating.
Yes. Okay.
well, we certainly don't have it under those line items for the town, so we'd have to take it from somewhere else to do it.
Yes, yes.
And so if I could ask one other question, because it's budget time, do we actually put a budget together for the maintenance of the building? And I'm thinking that because we now have this history, and we know that we'll have a generator service call next year, that we won't have to do septic, but do we actually line item out? I know we can't plan for emergencies, but one of the things that we know is we should be monitoring the moisture underneath the building, and that's an app, and that's probably like $190. But I know we haven't put that together. I don't know if you do.
No, we wouldn't be able to use this trust fund to do anything like that. It would have to be a line item or a separate warrant article, right?
That's what she's asking.
So
That's what I'm-
when we build a budget,
Yeah,
if you would help us, we would put that in operating if you know we have some expenses that we've overlooked. Like the humidity,
yes.
we did not consider that, but that's an operating budget issue that we have to include in the budget. Some help would be great on that.
Okay, we can do that.
So I don't have the warm fuzzy right now. We have $8,500 available. Maybe after we go through the,
Our budget is in very good shape, it's just we're a little poor right now.
We didn't get any state money yet.
We got an additional 10,000 for block grant, which we didn't plan on. So that was 10,000, we just got that. I haven't gotten the room and meals tax yet.
that's in addition to what the estimated 65 revenue
Yes, we
share
got
is?
10,000 extra. No, 65 is for the room and meals. We had
Right.
block grant, an additional 10,000.
And that was just unexpected out of the blue.
Yeah.
We're expecting about 150.
For block grant?
No, total from the state
For room and meals?
and the road. What do we expect for the state? Let me do it that way.
I think just room and meals, I think, is right now. What are you thinking of?
What, we get grant money from the state,
The block grant, we already got it.
and what else?
Room and meals.
And that's 65?
I think it's 65.
That's the number that
Yeah,
was
and,
estimated.
yeah, and we don't even know what it's gonna be because I think they've been working on it.
It's always the end of the year, I thought. It was
Yeah.
always like the last week of December. As I recall.
Definitely December, but we haven't even, usually when Michelle goes over our revenue, she'll tell us the exact.
Yes.
She'll tell us the exact amount, which right now we just have an estimate.
So what I'm hearing is that we should have enough money in the operating budget to be able to cover it. So that the question isn't necessarily a financial question. The question is, do we want to do it? Do we want to expend that money?
Right.
Right? And I think that we should. We've got to do something with that building. It's almost not usable. And we got another version, exactly. We got another version of the public hearing on Moose Mountain coming up that will be conducted in that building. And honestly, I sat at one in February. I got about every fourth, fifth, sixth word, and then I'm trying to string it together in my head to find out what they're talking about. It's very, very difficult. So something needs to be done, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that is suffering like that. So I think we should do it. I'll make a motion that we authorize the expenditure for the two contracts identified here. One is for an architectural firm in the amount of, make sure, Jan, help me get this right. The architectural firm is the 4,900.
The engineering firm is 4,900.
And the other, which one is 49?
The engineering firm
Engineering
in
49?
Massachusetts is 4,900.
Okay, acoustical for 3,600. 4,900? And
The other way.
the other way around? Okay. Acoustical and material evaluation, that is the, say it again?
3,600 is the acoustical. The engineering is 49.
4,900. I'll make a motion, we authorize the expenditure for those two contracts with the expectation that we will have something relatively concrete that we can bring to the town at the March meeting.
And that was my question. What is the deliverable?
The deliverable,
What do they hand us?
We get the results of the acoustics, so the reverberation data. We get a plan for how to address, and it's in a phased approach. And then how does that address, by the first phase, how much does that improve the sound? Second phase, what is the incremental improvement there? And then what is the best that we can expect? And we understand the pricing and the products.
can we expect numbers with those phases? Cost numbers?
Yeah, that's what I've asked the architect for.
So we'll have something that we can put on a warrant that says phase one. Or it
Correct.
could be all three, depending on what we get. But we'll have something that we can turn into a warrant.
When do they want money?
The architect asks for $1,500 up front before they come. That gets credited to us at the last invoice. The acoustical engineering firm, I'm not 100% sure. It didn't say specifically in there. I can contact them tomorrow. I don't know if that's 30 days or, before they come, but I prefer not to do that because I want to make sure, they show up.
He's the one that's on the hourly rate, right? So if he comes up.
The architect is on the hourly rate. It's firm for the acoustical engineering firm, that's the 4,900. That's the whole, I don't know how they break it out. He didn't include that in his plan, but I can get that detailed information. I also want to make sure that we cap the architect because it's not capped. It's open-ended right now. I'd like to include that in the letter of agreement.
I thought they were both capped.
No, I
Not to
recommended
exceed,
we
not to
cap.
exceed without permission?
Pardon me?
I thought they were not to exceed without permission.
I recommended that, but that's not written in there. We have to include that in there. But the acoustical engineering firm, that is not to, I mean, they say it's 4,900 and they think they can come in under. The architect is by the hour and that has no cap on it right now. We want a cap on it.
So we couldn't sign this tonight if we wanted to.
I think you could, approve with the condition, like tomorrow I will reach out to both. I talked to the architect just about a week ago because he called to follow up.
Okay, so if the motion were to include language that it would not exceed
Yes,
85, 36, and 49 on both of them, we can
yes.
approve that and sign it if you, as
Yes.
long as you get the contractor to agree to it
Yes,
as well.
correct. Because what I gave you was a chart. I estimated the cost and the travel time
Mhm.
and the number of hours. That's how I came to that. I mean, that's my estimation. But I think that's reasonable because once they come and do that first trip, I don't know that he has to come back here, the next maybe, some phone calls with questions. And I think he does the primary, but he also provided the list of more junior people who might be able to do some of the work. He can't do that work obviously until he gets the reverberation data from the acoustical engineer. So, and we need the information by the end of this year, so it's not a lot of hours that I calculated, but I think it's reasonable.
So my take is, I want to do the work, but I don't want to pay the bill this year.
Well, you know what, that 30 days,
That's fine, we're out of money, we don't know why. Look at Mary Lou.
Well, that's not
here's the
what,
thing.
that's not what Joanna's telling us. Joanna's telling us.
Our budget is
The
okay.
budget's okay, the cash is light.
Right.
Well, but we're gonna get our tax revenues out
Well,
Okay.
soon.
Go ahead.
The money,
I don't know when, but soon, but go ahead.
Late December.
Okay, so here's the thing, I think we book it for, I can book it for like December 1st, right after Thanksgiving, a date. But we suddenly run up into people go on holiday, and do we not get the information? But if we get it in January, and we can pay our bill in January,
If they give us 30 days, we'll be okay.
Well,
yeah.
If they say, I want money up front, a lot of money up front,
yeah.
I'd rather not do money up front.
I don't think, so. It's only the architect, like I say. It's
And it was only 12 or 1,500.
1,500.
All right.
And he actually was here, those of us that have been around town a while, we went out to Salmon Falls Architecture. He was the other organization and gentleman that came down and looked at the townhouse at that time. So yes, it was a spring or two ago, but he's at least been here.
And he also has the mini assessment, so.
Yep.
And he is one of the bidders?
He
Yes,
is the
he is
architect.
the architect.
He's the architect.
The Salmon Falls principal?
No, not Salmon Falls. When we hired Salmon Falls, he was the other organization and the other person that bid on it.
Oh.
We just went with Salmon Falls.
I would think they wouldn't bill us until they completed,
That's-
partially completed.
That's
and
what
then
I
bill
would
us.
like,
I would,
but somewhat money up
I
front.
mean, we don't want to pay them.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't reached out to them because I haven't had anything to be able to talk to them
Yeah.
about. I don't want to start negotiating terms if we're not going to do this. So I can reach out to them both tomorrow. And I promised the architect I'd follow up with them anyways this week.
So you have a motion,
All
don't
right,
you?
so I'll make a motion that we proceed, we approve the two contracts, one not to exceed $4,900 and the other not to exceed $3,600
Okay.
for the preliminary work on the townhouse acoustics.
And to clarify the terms.
Do I have a second?
That's just them coming out and quoting it and looking at, that's not even getting the material we need, that's just them looking at it.
Correct.
Well, the engineering and design. That's what it is. Engineering design and some, what do you call those, your
It's engineering design.
preliminary estimates on the construction, installation.
Do we want to see the contract before we sign it? Or are we just going to sign what they give us?
If they, what the motion is saying is if they give us a contract that doesn't exceed 49 or the 36, we would sign it. If you're not comfortable with that, we can just table this until we can get more specific information, revised contract.
We're making a motion, you're going to sign a document we've never seen. That's not theirs. That's.
Oh, no, both of their agreements should be on the back of yours.
Yeah, they're in
They
the
are?
package, yeah.
They are in the back of yours.
Okay, if we looked at that and we're happy with that, then I'm okay.
Yeah, the only thing is, there's one of them that said it would not exceed, and the other one didn't say that.
Correct, that's
And
why.
you're gonna go to that contractor and you're gonna say, if you put this language in it, we can move forward.
Correct.
Here's the other one right here.
And that's not to say that in 2026, he may estimate he needs, 20 more hours at X price at his hourly rates, but this is just for 2025.
Okay, so they're good. Okay, so they're going to come, they're going to have 3 site visits, is what they're delivering. And 1 visit, they're going to talk to us about what we want.
Correct.
Which firm is that one?
It's the acoustics company.
Kavanaugh.
What's the name of the company?
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh Tucci?
Kevin Tucci.
Okay,
And the other one is a $1,200 upfront.
I thought it was 15.
It wasn't 15, it was 1,200.
15. Oh, it's 12, I thought it was 15.
So if we can, what the motion is saying is if Jan can get this company to agree to the not to exceed terms, I would be authorized to sign it. If you're not comfortable with that, we'll get them to rewrite the contract with language in it, and then we can.
I would, if it was my house, there's 1 paragraph I would question. It says, during the site visit, and there's only 3 of them, we're going to discuss the options for acoustical room treatment together to provide focused direction for our recommendations. Is that us? Is that, I mean, how do we, are we okay with that? That's pretty soft. During the site, we will discuss options with someone.
Is that
It's
Kevin
up-
Tucci? I don't have the paperwork with me.
It's up to us to determine who that someone is, not the contract, not.
Yeah, that's why they recommend we hire an architect, because they don't provide, they only do the engineering, they don't do product, I mean, they won't specify what kind of carpet and where to buy it, what kind of window treatments and where to get that. That's what the architect is.
So it's up to us to decide who we're gonna have him sit with. He's saying he'll come up and do it.
At one of our visits. Okay.
Mr. Comeau.
Does Brookfield have a policy that when the selectmen receive a contract that you're going to give it legal review before you put your name on it? I'm not being facetious, I'm just saying I thought there was some policy that you had where you would have it reviewed if it's a contract. I mean, I'm hearing that Rich has this, has an issue with it. This should have been sent through Laura to make sure that it is,
Yeah,
exactly
and
what you want.
I don't think this is we've done that in the past. This really isn't a complicated one. It's 4 bullets. I just don't want to be disappointed on that 1 bullet that we say they're going to track.
Okay, it's money, I mean, it's.
Well, let me go back, I'll go back tomorrow and ask for more clarification, more information around it. And if you're not comfortable signing tonight, I can have them revise That, and also put in the not to exceed.
You have a preference?
I don't know, I just think it's a little crazy on the total itself.
I'm gonna give you another 40 years and I'll ask you the same question. You can't hear what's going on in there. I'm kidding.
Can you state the total again for the record? Could you state the total again for the record, please?
$8,500 combined for the 2 contracts.
Without materials
To not even
or
have any
anything like
work
that.
done.
Okay, I was
Just
just,
people to look at it.
I don't have any really opinion on that. I'm a process hound, and I would just rather have the board look at it. They shouldn't be coming up with the changing of the agreement, or the parameters of whatever this agreement is. It should go through legal. You're talking about possibility of $8,000 more. So I'm just saying that you should okay it with our lawyer to make sure that we're protected and they're protected. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, I understand your point. Let me ask you a question. If you're gonna build a house, you're gonna have somebody design it for you before you build it? Or are you just gonna do it off the back of an envelope? Probably do it off the back of an envelope.
For me personally, yeah, I mean, but yeah, like you would go through a designer, yes. But
What do you recommend?
I don't have any recommendations. I just think that price is crazy to have people come look at it without any material being purchased for it, and then we could get another bill, 20 grand just for material that doesn't even include labor.
We will.
Yeah.
We will. So, that's right. So the decision we have to make is, do we want to address the problem? The problem is we can't hear next door. And because you're right, there's going to be more money. This is just going to size the issue.
The engineering and design.
Do you see any other options?
I guess not. I mean, what are we gonna do? The town wants it, right?
I mean, I could tell you go in and hang curtains on the windows. Does that solve the problem? Might help, but I don't really think it's gonna solve it. I mean, it's such a unique design with the arched walls that it just reverberates all over the place. So, I made a motion, it was not seconded.
I'll second it. I will. We got to move forward. We're just a little concerned on that one paragraph. If we trust them and we think we're going to work it through, okay. That's where the only place I think we're vulnerable in it is just.
There's been a lot of discussion, so do you have it captured? You want to read back the motion?
Ed got your motion to authorize the expenditure for the 2 contracts, which I don't have the names of, but I will add into the minutes, with the said firms, one the engineering firm and the architectural firm, in the amounts of $4,900 for the engineering firm and $3,600 for the architectural firm, under the stipulation that the costs not exceed $8,500 total, or the said amounts for each entity, for total, as the total, for the preliminary work on the townhouse acoustics and assessment of.
Okay.
That's what he said.
She said it better.
Thereabouts.
So your second's still good?
I guess.
All right,
You want to repeat that back?
any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Motion carries.
Can I get your copy with the one paragraph here?
Sure.
So I don't,
Help us explain what that means, that second one
the
down.
second one down, thank you. Okay, and I will make a copy and it goes back to you. Thanks.
So, Jim, when you get all those originals, let me know, and
I will.
I'll put them down and sign them.
Yeah, thank you.
One more comment. We don't have a due date on those, do we? We're hoping to get it this year.
Yeah, the discussion I had with them is by
That's
the
the
end of this
expectation.
year. Yeah.
I believe there's language in there too that talks about the end of the year. I'd have to reread them again. It is the expectation.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, moving on, board and department reports. So let's, I always try to go, look.
You don't want to cover the Moose Bridge payment options at this meeting?
Oh, I skipped over that because that is something. The Moose Bridge payment options meeting is set for, is that the one for next
The 11th.
Tuesday?
That's next
Yes.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Is that posted already?
Yes.
Okay. All right, correspondence, Rose, you want to?
Sure, first, excuse me. I thank Austin for putting together my desk and getting that ready for me and rearranging some things in there to make life a little bit easier.
No problem.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
A question on that too. At one point, we had talked about building some kind of a chest-high counter. Is that still on the table, or are you good with what you got, or?
I would prefer to have the counter. I was going to wait till next year to ask that be dealt with. It's in my budget.
Okay. Okay.
Then, let's see. So, we talked tax rate a little while ago. What's the plan? What's the schedule? If we have any schedule, any idea?
I heard, well, I know that the MS1, which we wait for, has been approved. It says approval. So the last was Governor Wentworth. The county has submitted. We have the bill. So it's, I think, Governor Wentworth, and I don't know where that stands. I haven't heard any updates. I did put a call in Michelle Clark today, and I didn't get any, she didn't respond, so.
And the only other thing I have is for this, I now have the warrant article for the supervisors. Who's keeping these things?
Oh, you did? Is that the one you were missing?
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, it was found.
You have copies?
I can take it back.
I have one copy right now. I didn't want to use the copy machine, but.
Okay, we'll put this in with warrant articles for discussions next regular meeting.
Are we still meeting next week to discuss budget?
Moose Mountain.
And we're going to
very
discuss budget?
specifically,
Okay.
and if we have time, we'll talk about all the budget issues too. Alright. So, Jan.
The website, I spoke with Civic Plus, the project manager, today. They are working on the content migration, which will be done, they believe, by December 5th. We have 1,500 pages that they're working their way through. Actually, a little more than 1,500. But in the meantime, she just also sent me dates for, there are 2 required training dates that Liz, Leah, and I will go through, and they are in the month of November, so I will go out to them tomorrow, and we can figure out what those dates are. They will not make the changeover to the new website until they feel, and we feel that we're comfortable, so that could even be at the end of December. But we will still also have access to the old website when the new one goes up. So they want to make sure we're really comfortable with understanding how we edit the site, how we change photos, how we maybe change helpful links, because we have a priority. Also things like how we put a alert banner on the top, which you don't see in the template that they gave us, but we're able to do that. So if taxes are due by December 15th, we can do that.
Question on the training, do they limit the number of people that they will
To
train?
3 people.
3.
But it's a train the trainers, so that means we can then train, the rest of the web team or whoever else we need, or we hire an IT person. We can do that, and they'll also provide more training after that if we need it. So it's
Okay.
part of the cost. Okay? So that's that. Oh, and tomorrow I'm going to send over the homepage nav bars, photos, the town seal, and so they'll have all of that ready to go when they need it.
Would you say when you think they're gonna cut again? Did you just say the end of December?
Yeah, December 5th, the content will be fully migrated, but we can pick the date for when that happens. So I asked them, does that mean, could we do that December 31st? And she said, yeah, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. And they also said they want to make sure we feel comfortable and that we're well-trained. And if they don't think we are, if we're not still getting it, then they'll do more training and they'll kind of hold off on it. So it seems to me, given the tax and all that we've got going on, we probably want to push it as late as we can.
Yeah, in line with what he's saying, if it doesn't get done by the end of December, which is the official end of the existing contract, are there any penalties involved?
No penalties.
Because they're also the
Because-
ones that are carrying forward.
And we've paid the bill, the 46 or 49.
Right, that's due, I think that contract ends on this November 30th.
It's been
And
sent.
so the bill comes, I think you get it on
It's
this-
already been paid. I mean, we mailed it.
Oh, you already mailed it? Okay.
That's next year? That's next year?
It's
It's December
it comes
1st.
out of this budget, but it's for next year.
It's for next year,
We-
December 1st for next year.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So that's that, unless there are questions. Library, just a couple of things. Tri-County Community Action, they will, next Friday the 14th from 9 to 2, they'll have information session for anyone who needs winter fuel assistance, free diaper program, free winter clothing, housing, transportation assistance. Yeah.
Do you have something that can be posted at the food pantry for those folks?
I have it. I have
Thank
the
you.
poster.
Thank
You have it, okay, good. And it's also in the Gaffney Gazette information. So I will have information in the bulletin board and post it here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then there's one other, I'll just mention that anyone who's interested in genealogy, they have a starter guide, experts coming on this Thursday, which is November 6th from 6 to 7 p.m. on research and resources and that kind of thing. So it's actually a really good program. The last thing
You
is...
said that was Thursday?
This Thursday. Yeah, and I'll leave this with you, Leah.
Thank you.
So you have that information. There's lots of other programs, but I'm not going to go into them. And the last thing is the office plans. I see Patty Cook tomorrow, so my hope is to get the PDFs of layout, design, and the second floor, so that then we can sit down hopefully in the next week or so, week or two, to take a look at that. And that's it.
Hey, anything else?
That's it.
Mary Lou?
Heritage Commission, just a reminder that this Saturday night at 5 o'clock is the annual Veterans Potluck Dinner. Everybody's invited to bring a dish, bring their favorite veteran, and come and have a good time at the townhouse. I do have a speaker speaking for a short time, I told him, from the VFW in Wolfboro about veterans and any of the benefits that they're able to receive and all. So Saturday night at 5 o'clock, it's always a great dinner. There's always more food than people, so it's a good opportunity to come out. And our next Heritage Commission meeting is on the 19th, I think, at 6 o'clock here in this room. And I'll attend the next budget meeting to talk about the budget.
I put your bank statements in your box.
Oh, thank you. So I think that's it for Heritage.
Okay. Chris?
Chris.
We got the paving done on Moose Mountain Road, for now at least. Shoulder gravel is done. Just keep in mind that we need to go over that again at some point where it was a reclaimed road. What was put down is considered binder or base for a top coat at some point. And we hope that if we get the bridge work done at some point, we can overlay the entire thing so that it's sealed up properly, but should be good for a few years anyway.
So we want to do all the new blacktop, not just the one section, but all the blacktop on Moose Mountain, like we did up at Stone.
More than that. When you reclaim the road like that, they use a coarse material for the binder course. So there's a lot of, it's porous, so it can take water and it can break apart, which we've seen on our roads. It has to be overlaid with a finer asphalt within 2 or 3 years. And as part of the plan, if we don't get the bridge done, we'll have to deal with that. But after the work is done on the bridge, you know, the goal would be to overlay that entire, there's some sections of the road that have not been overlaid, it only has base on it, so it would be, that would be the plan at some point here, to get the bridge done and overlay the whole thing, because if you go up there now, it doesn't feel smooth like a lot of the other roads, and that's because of when you go over gravel like that, that's what you get essentially, especially with the coarser material. So it's the way it's supposed to be for now, but just keep in mind, coming up at some point, we'll have to go over it again.
All right, anything else? What about signs? Did we get to speak on the signs up there?
The speed limit signs are up, the parking ordinance signs are ordered. Hopefully have them within a week, maybe 2, and our new McGinley Road sign has been ordered, but I have not heard back from the state on getting it delivered here, so.
Do we want to put any notification about the parking ordinance in with the tax bill?
Leah, you had talked about a newsletter, is that not going to happen with the tax bill? Okay, then it would be nice to include just a note about the new ordinance on parking ban.
Who's doing that? I'd like to make sure we have action items to sign.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, that's good.
Who's doing that?
Can you do just a brief write-up on it? Reference the ordinance and, I mean, you're just talking one paragraph, right?
I think a copy of the actual ordinance along with the other ordinance we have for pushing snow and ice onto the road should be in the tax bill.
Probably not a bad idea, it was a good reminder. That one already exists.
Already exists, it's been there for quite some time,
Yeah,
at least 5 years, I think.
yeah. That's one of the
Are we
ones that
talking
we-
single pages?
I was just gonna
Yes.
say,
They're-
if need be, do you want me to shrink these?
They're all
things?
single pages, so I think we could do both sides if the people turn it over.
I think both of those ordinances would fit on one side of one
They're
sheet.
short.
Yep, they're both about a
So you
paragraph.
might be talking 2 sides of 1 page.
So the parking ban and the winter snow and ice removal?
Yeah, there's specifically the town ordinance about pushing the snow and ice into the road carries a fine with it.
We don't know when they're going out, but hopefully soon, right?
Well, yeah, we want to be ahead of it, not
Yeah, absolutely.
that she wants to get them out. Now we're going to say, let's write something up.
And who's going to stuff the envelope?
Who's going to stuff the team? What team?
We'll
I
get
can have
that
it folded for you.
We'll get that taken care of.
Okay.
All right, anything else, Kristen?
No, it's
Joanne?
I think we've discussed pretty much everything I had. I don't know if you want to work on budget or not, it's kind of late, but
Yeah, we're just running a little long, so we are gonna talk to Moose Mountain next Tuesday.
Yeah.
If time allows, we can bring the budget in, depending on how much time it's gonna take, so.
I got a couple short things before she goes with the
no,
manifest.
yeah, just manifest.
So tomorrow afternoon, after my normal hours, I'm going to the Primex Cybersecurity Summit. Then on November 13th, me and Joanne are attending HR for the non-HR professional, also through Primex and also free.
Not for me. No, that's the one that is free.
That's the one
It's
that's free for
it's
both of us.
the NHMA one.
And then on Wednesday the 19th, we're both going to the NHMA conference. I was free, she is not, because I have my last class of the New Hampshire Women's Leadership Institute. So I got in for free
I may
because of
see you,
that.
I'm planning on going too.
I just signed up for one day, so we're gonna do one day.
That's,
Yeah.
that's, the first day is Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's all I'm doing too.
okay, that's it. Just those things.
You all set?
Mhm.
You have anything?
Yes. We need a letter written. Remember when we screwed up the elderly exemption warrant article last year? So we've got one person that we intended to give the abatement to. It wasn't going to get the abatement
Exemption.
because we screwed up the wording. So to get ready for the tax bill to go out, we needed abatement and a letter describing the situation. That the town selectmen made a mistake with the warrant article. The intent was you get the abatement. That letter goes in with an abatement we sign, so when the tax bill goes out, that individual knows what's happening.
Will the bill that they get show that abatement in it?
That's the intent. That's why we get this done first,
Okay,
then the bill goes in showing an abatement and a letter saying why the abatement's there.
okay.
Right, get ahead of that.
Yep.
So, yes,
Is that letter going to be sent separately from the tax bill, or is that something that I need to remember to try to stuff into that one envelope?
I think it goes in the envelope so they know what they're looking at.
Okay, that's going to,
These are some of our more mature citizens, right?
okay,
And it's only the
This-
one.
Only one person's impacted.
yes.
So if we have to
That
get
makes it
special-
harder to manage.
If we have to get a special one, we'll do that.
No, that's not what I mean. Just remembering that I have to stuff another piece of paper into this one envelope.
Yep.
Write yourself in there.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a big letter.
Anything else?
Well, I'm working how we're gonna get that abatement. We need an abatement signed, but we don't know the number yet. Because we don't have the tax rate yet.
Yeah, I need it before I can start processing tax bills. So at the same time you give me the warrant, you should be giving me that abatement.
What does that look like? It's gonna be a letter that says,
Last year we wrote a letter describing, we had a problem with the veterans credit letter, right? So all those veterans got a letter and an abatement. We only have one this year. So I'm looking for a letter and an abatement.
There is a form for the abatement.
Yeah,
That'll come out of-
we're gonna give them $30,000 off their assessed value. But you want a dollar number.
and we don't know that until we get the tax rate.
That's right.
Right, right.
So we can draft everything up and then have it ready to go and then, selectmen sign it? Okay, so,
And assessing creates it.
Yep.
They'll create there's a form that they use for abatements. So they'll
All
use
right,
that.
I'll talk to them about that, to get that form. Lee, would you look to see if you got the letter we sent last year? We sent 52 of them last year.
I might have it.
You would,
I might. Yeah, I think I should still have that.
we could modify that.
How do you want to do the setting of the tax rate? Brian used to bring his laptop, and you guys would determine.
The way we used to do it is go into that computer
Oh, okay,
and do it on that computer.
okay, fine. That's fine. And you want to do it at the official meeting?
We will have, in my opinion, we will have a special meeting.
Okay.
We're not going to wait a week or two, we want to get them out.
Okay.
Let me check my list. Well, that's all.
is there anything?
I do not.
I already went.
Nothing else, nothing? Okay, let's go through the manifest. You're worried, Rick.
No, I want to talk to Joe. Hold on. Yes.
All right, ready to do the manifest?
Yep.
Okay, payroll manifest totaling $2,053.49. A payroll tax deposit for $695.74. All States Construction, $78,180.46. This is from Moose Mountain. Amazon, $56.27. Bartlett Tree Experts, $280. Consolidated Communications, $143.08. Eastern Materials for gravel, $2,424.
Do you have enough salt? When you get salt soon?
Yes, we're going to get some.
This year?
Yeah. We are under contract for about 250 tons.
This winter?
Yep.
Not all at once.
Yeah,
It's a bill.
I know.
Probably, my guess, it'll be around $6,000 before the end of the year.
The end of this year?
Yes.
Okay, Gov Connection, $253.80. Karen Servasic for postage,
I'm
$13.
changing pages. I'm trying to change pages. That, thank you.
Karen Servasic for postage, $13.37. Kindle Construction, and two, one for $3,240 and one for $2,105. Total of $5,345. Leah Gage for mailing out the abutter notices to Moose Mountain, $146.72. Mary Lou McLean for the town barbecue expenses. This will be coming out of the Heritage, $159.50. Rick Surratt for the meat for the barbecue is also going to be coming out of Heritage, $345.74.
Now, Heritage,
Checking.
yes, that's not town money.
No,
That's
it
not,
just, it comes out of here and
Yes,
then I
but
take it. and-
that is not town, we're not funding that.
No, you're not. Staples, $2,348.44. That's the desk and the chairs. And then the state of New Hampshire for a criminal background check of $25. Grand total.
$89,721.38. I'll make a motion with pay the invoice. Was read?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
This is the delegation of deposit authority, and you didn't sign it, so there should be. And we'll get Diana to sign it as Rose's
Yes.
deputy. Box.
So I suggest we pull a town report from last year, look at the warrant articles, go through the warrant articles we had last year, see if we want them this year.
As far as the trust fund?
No, as far as all our warrant articles. I mean, our list, is our list complete? Have we forgotten something? We can use that as a guide.
Okay. All right. Or should that be something we can talk about Wednesday or next Tuesday?
Well, in the budget, what's missing, if you look at the budget form that I gave you, I have it out right now. The selectmen section needs to be completed, and then the the building, like Jan was suggesting, being more specific about what we need to do for the town buildings for next year. So, and I can add lines or take lines out, but those are the sections that are really pending right now.
Yeah, we just added everything. When are we going to discuss this, decide what we want to actually put into the budget? Because we just put data in without understanding it or supporting it. So what's our plan for going through that budget to
Fill in the numbers first,
okay?
and then we can sit down and figure out how, discuss whether or not it's a valid number. Do we want to adjust, change, eliminate, whatever? So let's get the numbers in there so we can go through what we're doing.
Okay.
So we got to give you some guidance on how to do that.
Well, yeah, I need the selectmen and then the town buildings.
Estimates.
And I'll have a correction or revision to the supervisors of the checklist for next week too.
Right. Well, we can just put some preliminary numbers in there now. You wanna do that? Take a few minutes to do that, we'll run it a little long, but.
Whatever you want.
Let's do it, get it
And
done.
then budget.
All right, select board secretary.
Let me get, I think,
I'll get it for you.
is Austin's in there? I didn't pull mine out.
Yeah, Austin, you have yours?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we're at 13 expenditure to date, and we still have essentially 2 months to go. It's been a very busy year, we've got a lot of things going on. And this is only the board secretary, so is the 11,000, obviously the 11,000 that we had last year was not enough. I think Leah's doing a lot of work for us, and it's work that's necessary, needs to get done. So I would recommend that we increase that line item to 15,000.
I don't agree.
Pardon?
I don't agree.
Okay.
I think we have to understand what Leah's working on, I shouldn't say Leah, what's being worked on and whether we support that activity. As opposed to just saying, crank it up 50% or 40%. I think we have to understand where the hours are being spent and whether we support that activity.
Well, my answer to that is that she sends us a daily update on what she's done, what she
Yes.
has done.
Yes.
And I don't see anything that she's doing that doesn't need to get done.
I think that you should discuss the salary amount, and then we could figure out how many hours and then multiply it and see what we come out with. Just my opinion.
Okay, I can do it the other way.
I
How
know.
many hours a week do we need to get the job done? Whatever the hourly rate is.
That's really the question, is how much time do we need to put in?
Well, how many hours a week your office hours are what?
9 to 1 on
3 days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Nine.
Wednesday.
So 12, it's 12 hours.
4
a week.
hours, 12 hours a week.
Plus, every other week she's got 2
Plus the
hours,
meetings.
Yeah.
plus or minus, for outside meetings. So we're talking 24, 25, 26 to 28 hours.
All right, so take 30 into that number, how many hours a week we get? I'll take my machine. If you want to do that, we can do that. I can do that fast. So I don't question that she's working hard on stuff, that's not my point. I think we should be very sensitive to what we're working on. That's my point. So 15,000, or whatever you want to do it, however you want to do it. 13 divided by, I think it's 20. 650 hours, that's 65 hours a month. 10 months, ballpark numbers. 65 hours a month, 12 hours a week. There's no question she's here and working hard. Is she working on the stuff we want her to work on? Enough to go up $40,000.
I think yes. That's my opinion.
Okay, I don't agree.
I would agree, he's here a lot, doing a lot of stuff for us.
Okay.
So we'll go with 15? Office assistant, we don't have one. Do you see a need to add one in there, or put that as a $1 line item in case we have to go there?
That's fine.
Board expenses, 15, we're at 11. Let's keep that at 15. Any issue with that? Nope.
You know what's in there?
I got a feeling you're gonna tell me.
Yeah, I am. when the election people want their pizza and sodas,
Oh, gee.
and there's 3 or 4 elections next year, you tell them we're not gonna fund it.
Yeah. So what are you advocating? Because there's so many elections, we up it?
Yeah, I mean, people, they work all day. We can even say we're gonna do it or we're not gonna do it. So we can take it up to,
2,000.
or we spend we spent.
You remember two?
Yeah.
Municipal dues?
I haven't gotten a figure from NHMA yet. Okay, we need a figure from them.
Selectmen expenses? What's in that one?
I think that's where I took the chairs that you're sitting in.
I thought we had office furniture.
We don't have an office furniture, and you do in truck, I don't have an office furniture.
All right, so we're not gonna have to get new chairs, so we can kick that back to 1,000? Keep it at 1,000? Office supplies? Do you see anything coming up, Leah, that is gonna,
Paper.
I'm just worried about paper. We do have that whole case of the crappy paper that jams up the copier, but everybody would need to remember to only do one-sided with it. Or stand there and waste 4 pieces of paper for every one that gets printed. It's,
How much does a box of paper cost?
50.
around
$50?
50 to 58. I haven't checked it recently. It has gone up by a couple bucks every
It
time.
might be 60, closer to 60, yeah.
I think we're only at $1,000. Let's leave it at 2,000 for now. All right, we're doing that? Rich?
You're raising it to 2.
No, that's
Keeping
it. Keeping it at 2.
2,000,
The actuals are 1,000.
Okay.
yeah.
Keep it at 2. Public notices, 400. We don't know what to expect with that. It's a minimal amount. Let's leave it at 400. Town meeting expenses.
Is that that's the book, the annual report?
It was 11 last year.
Does it pay the ballot clerks too? Is that where the ballot clerks come out of, or is that
No.
somewhere else?
Yeah, that comes out from,
Okay.
That's gonna be 15. Town meeting expense.
Keep it.
Yep.
All right, IT, we know what that one is now. That's 13.6. Preambulation of town lines, leave it at $1. And then contingency at 5. Again, that's an unknown. I'd say we leave it at 5.
Can I suggest that we put an air conditioner or a heat pump, I'm
that
sorry.
would come under the building, I think,
You want to do that in the building?
under general government
Okay.
buildings. I think we should.
Yeah, that would make sense to do it there.
Okay.
Okay, so skip over to page, what about your legal expenses on page 4?
Yep. So carrying 10. We do have a few more bills coming for the end of the year, so we're gonna be pretty close to that number. Again, it's one of those things you don't know what you're gonna get into until it's there, so I suggest we leave it at 10.
It's 20. We sum them up for all 3 boards.
That's the 12, I'm talking about just the selectmen
Okay.
at 10.
Yep.
And we can put the other 2 in for those departments?
Yes, we do. We are responsible for all
Okay.
legal expenses.
So we'll do 10,
look at
5,
that.
and 5.
And I'd make it bigger. If we don't spend it, we don't spend it.
Which line item is gonna kick us in the most? Probably the planning board, when all the changes are done.
Yes. So I'd give them a 10.
All right, so we'll go with 10, 10, and 5. That'll work for you?
Yep.
All right.
Payroll taxes will be, I can calculate it, we'll work on that. Then go over to government buildings on page 6.
What are in the expenses?
What?
That's the expenses, that's not fuel.
Where, what one are you asking me?
Oh, we're on page 6, right? Under
Yeah, yeah.
General government building expenses, third line down.
Expenses,
Cleaning supplies,
are you looking at the repairs to building and grounds?
right above it.
Oh, the expenses. I'd have to look, I don't know. Miscellaneous.
We'll carry it at 400
Yeah,
now, it's not a big
miscellaneous
deal. We will need to support that though. Repairs to grounds and buildings.
I don't know what we had that in there for, the 5,000. It might have been miscellaneous.
We do.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Stuff happens.
The door on the townhouse, schoolhouse, is that gonna be this year,
No,
that back door?
don't have any money.
So we should carry it, because that does have to get fixed.
We're ready to go on that, but we don't have any money.
Alright, so let's carry the 5,000. Building maintenance, that's something, we do have a gentleman interested in doing some miscellaneous odd job, handyman jobs.
Is that done? Do we have him signed up? Because we have work to be done.
He has not signed on yet. He wants 35 an hour. And he does have a business, he's insured, he can submit all of that paperwork. So if we can agree to that rate, I can ask him to send us a, whatever we need, email, contract, whatever we want, to put him on board as a handyman.
Fair rate.
Reasonable?
Okay. He's doing the snow shoveling.
Sounds
That's
good.
same.
Yeah, this weekend when it snows, we gotta,
There's no someone.
we gotta lock this up. It's all right, normally we don't have a contractor, we just have an agreement. You give us a bill, you do the work.
Yep.
Because I know, we leave us some stuff for him to do.
And I did walk around with him and I showed him things like power washing the sides of the building, those signs that you want to refurbish, take them down the back.
That's,
Just the sills of the townhouse?
yep, and he's got a shovel out the generator.
Yeah, oh, okay, I didn't mention that, but that would be,
Yep, air cool, it's air cool, we found that if we don't open it up, we overheat.
so you're not talking about a path to it, you're just talking about removing the snow line. Okay, repairs to sand and salt shed. Did you give us something on that already?
We had talked about finishing or doing some more painting next year, and I am in the process of getting some numbers together for doing some paving possibly.
Oh, that's right.
At least,
One strip along the side.
Yes,
Salt
at least have a number there.
Right, well, it's, we got 10 in there, we spent 3. I'd recommend putting 10 in for now, and between now and the time we do the public hearing, we can get better numbers. See if that'll work. Is that okay for now?
Yep.
10?
Yes.
Repairs to garage,
26 is a good number.
okay?
Air conditioning, I would change to heat pump. Because it does heat.
We have heat though.
Yeah, it's a more efficient heat.
Okay.
Very green.
Okay,
So this is the,
You got a question?
it says town hall.
Chris.
I just had a thought though, can we go back to a little while ago, you had a municipal dues line in there. Does that include the dues for SRPC?
That was a
We have a
separate line
separate-
item.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that-
I don't have a figure though, do you know
Yes,
what
we
it will
do.
be? No?
We have a number,
Oh,
we
we
don't
do.
know if it's a real number.
Oh,
No, we got email.
I didn't get one.
You got the email sent to you.
Yeah.
Copied us.
You know the amount?
Yeah.
Yes, we got a bill.
How much is the amount?
Well, the amount for fiscal year '27 is on that, is in that email.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 1,074.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Is that what we have in there? Did you go buy that line item?
No, you haven't come to it yet. Speaking of contract, what about, the auditors wanted a 3-year contract at 11,000 a year, but locked in. Are you in agreement with that? Because I do need to let them know.
What is it currently?
10.5,
So it's up $500, but it's good for 3 years?
3 years at 11.
11 years.
11,000 per year, yeah.
It's 10.5 a year now.
Yeah. I think if you think even considering a bond issue, we can't get rid of the auditors because they need the audit reports for the bond issues if we do it.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a pretty reasonable price,
All
but
right with
what
that?
do I know?
11 a year?
Yeah, I will let them know. Okay, good.
So the heat pump, that's for this building, right?
Yeah,
Yes. Town office.
Yeah.
You have hold now.
Hmm?
You have hold.
Town office. Probably should
oh,
say town office.
right, okay.
Shoveling and snow removal. We have no idea what that's gonna look like. So let's see, can we go with a 4?
Mhm.
Propane electricity, that's based on the new rate.
Well, Rich wanted it to come down because we didn't spend that much, so we put it at 5.
Okay, all right with that? I'm good. Telephone, internet, 46. Yeah, that probably should go to 5 as well.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that non-public.
So we have 3 different companies that we're paying,
Spectrum?
Gov Connection, Spectrum,
We're paying.
Consolidated.
We're paying.
Consolidated
We're paying
Communications.
consolidated and Spectrum for wires,
Yeah, and we're paying, and then we pay
Gov Connection.
Gov Connection.
for logins.
Yeah. So we pay 3 bills out of that line.
That's why it was at, that's why it's overrun by as much as it. Do we have more to pay for this year?
We'll have November and December.
2 more months.
Yeah.
So the 5's probably not gonna be enough. 55, 6? What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Let's round it up to 6.
6, yeah.
Can work, Rich?
We gotta talk in non-public.
Okay. But we gotta put a line on.
I'll put a little star.
Put 6 in line.
Yeah.
That's right.
For phone and internet.
We got the Civic Plus.
Yep.
That's locked in, am I right? Is that going to be the same next year too?
It goes up by,
For
goes up, I think it's 5% each
each year? So maybe we should increase that. That's
Make it 5. 5,000.
5,000. Okay.
We're going to have to go, are we gonna go through a bid process and look for a new provider next year? I'm thinking,
We talked about doing that.
Starting earlier in the year though, so we can.
but if we go that way, is it going to be something more than 5? You don't know.
Well, you wouldn't go more than that.
You would
Yeah,
go,
right.
you would stay
Yeah.
with, we would stay with,
So,
right?
okay.
The question's gonna be, is the incremental savings worth the effort?
Correct. But the one piece when I put in the web part, remember, let's see, I think by the end of next year, or maybe it's the beginning of 2027, we have to do the ADA by law for New Hampshire, so,
There's a lot of things we're supposed to do by law that they never fund.
correct, to his point.
Correct.
Yeah, but I also think that was, I think that's April 2027, if I remember, but I put it in the budget. But I don't think we need that I gave Joe the budget for 2026.
Okay.
All right, town-owned properties, what is that?
Where you at?
Town-owned,
This is
the
the
one-
last line.
last line?
Oh,
We just keep that open for, like, if we have to take somebody's,
So if we took a property and we had to put it up for sale or something?
if we take a property, you have to put insurance on it.
Okay. So we're not insuring the properties up in my neighborhood?
Not that dirt.
They're vacant.
Not the dirt.
Okay. So it would be if there was a physical structure on it.
If we take a property, we rent it back, generally we rent it back after we ask the people either leave or whatever. But we're responsible for all the maintenance and all the fees, so we have to make sure we can cover that.
Okay. So we'll carry that as a $1 line item?
So that's really,
Here's your Stratford Regional.
yeah,
So you gotta get the number, I think, I saw it.
1,074, Kristen.
I think, I read it, that's all I did.
Okay. I think, I mean, we have to wait for Wakefield.
Right. So how about doing this, Joanne? Let's just put in last year's numbers,
Okay.
so we can see what the bottom line looks like. We know it's,
Oh, for Wakefield?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then we'll see what we come out, how we come out. I'm still waiting, oh, conservation, did you give me conservation?
No, they gotta re-vote on it tomorrow.
Okay,
It'll be about 500.
okay. All right, so the only other thing would be capital outlay, the townhouse repair, major repairs to town roads. I have another question. So, are we leaving in under highways and streets on page 8? Are we leaving in asphalt maintenance of 150 in the budget? Not going to capital reserve, but in the budget?
No, which one?
Page 8, 150,000.
So
Oh, I
maybe,
thought she said 100.
so Chris, what would we use that 150 for?
That's what we use for paving and
Right,
chip sealing, but strictly for maintenance of asphalt roads.
so you think 150 is,
That's consistent with the recommendations, right?
Right, the number we came up with a few years ago, sort of ironically, came out consistent with the RSMS recommendation to maintain the roads at the level that they're at.
okay, all right, good. So why don't I put the rest of the figures in and we'll see how we come out.
What about these
Oh, the capital outlay.
outlays and trust funds?
So townhouse repair,
I'll look at it tomorrow.
look, Jan, look at that.
Yep.
See if we have any major repairs. And then what about the major repair to town roads? We put 75 in there.
What are you thinking, Chris? Do we have major repairs that we know of?
There's always the opportunity for major repairs, but
What about tumble down?
that goes beyond the scope of,
What we can afford?
yeah.
This is money we're putting into the bank.
No.
No, this
This
is
is
it's
the
not
capital.
capital reserve.
This is the
Capital-
capital.
That's money coming out,
Right.
that's money,
It's money that we
Coming.
put in our budget. This capital outlay is like big items
that we're taking.
that we're spending.
Yes, funding from trust funds.
No,
generally.
no. This
Oh,
is
no?
funding from our budget. This is what goes into trust funds right here.
You could write a warrant article that says, take it out of the trust fund to fund that line item. Right?
Yeah,
That's
You
what we've
could.
done in the past.
yeah.
I don't think so, but you can convince me.
Why, I'm not, you don't believe me?
Well-
Well, we put it in our budget. These are townhouse repair and this. We do have warrant articles that say we're taking money
That's right,
on the revenue side.
that's right,
Okay,
that's my point.
okay.
This
Gotcha,
is,
I'm with you.
this is just coming out of trust funds,
It is, but it's in our
Yes,
budget.
we have to show it.
Yes, yes,
but it's coming out of trust funds.
right.
Right. It's not going to be raised from taxes, it's going to be taken out of trust.
So they're supported by warrant articles.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So is that, I mean, Jan's gonna come up with any major repairs for townhouse, and then the town roads, So that will be zero, because we're not gonna take any money out of capital reserve, are we?
We haven't decided.
Oh,
That's
Gotcha.
that's the whole warrant article discussion.
yep, okay.
Well, again, to be able to get to a bottom line, why don't we put 75? I'd recommend just putting 50 in this year.
Well, that's money that's coming out of capital reserve.
Right, but we want to see the whole balance sheet, like the budget and the,
Well, we, okay.
because it's money we got to expend.
Right, but it's where are we getting that money from?
Right, we're talking about budget,
Okay.
we're not talking about the revenue
Okay,
side. yeah.
okay.
This is this coming year.
Correct. For 2026.
Do you,
Okay.
yeah. All right, I'll put that,
50 work?
50.
All right, and what do we want to put into capital reserve? Road and bridge repair, that is not the Moose Mountain Bridge?
There's a couple of those funds.
It's messy.
Yeah, it is messy.
Do you know what's in there now?
Yes, I think we do.
Maybe it's like 200? 200,000?
The total is 200.
Yeah, I think so.
The total is 200.
Okay.
That includes the Moose Mountain Bridge too, doesn't it?
That's the two I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, do you want to put any money in for future work on the roads?
Again, how much have we got in there? I don't know that. It's hard for me to answer that question. If we've got 200 in there already, we need to put more in. And especially if we're not gonna draw anything out of it.
Okay. I think what we should do is pull out a town report, answer these questions.
Okay. All right, that'll go for the next one. That's what we'll do next Tuesday if time allows.
Okay.
You got enough to go on for right now?
I do.
I think we need our public hearing in January.
Okay.
So that's not very much working on. I can check on my phone and see when that's due. But it's getting late.
All right, any other items to discuss? All right, we're gonna just, any other signatures? Joanne, everything's signed, all right? And you gotta sign these, Rich, so, meeting adjourned.
We just gave the pen away.
The old lady's waiting for her ice cream.
You turn that off?
No, what did you ask that for? The short answer is I was not.
You're not there.
You will, there's 3 months.